All right. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the Midnight Social Reading. I'm your host Kuro. Joined with me with Mr. Overlord, who is having mic problems, and Dogboy. The stars have finally aligned
Hello.
into one place, and I am now bringing the intro. I'm not dethroning Mr. Overlord from his intro, but until he gets his mic fixed. Until then, we'll be holding down the fort and telling you about the latest, greatest, and things in the news. So, Dogboy, you want to start this off?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
finally.
Oh,
I'm using my
there
phone.
we go.
All right, he's got his phone.
Alrighty. All right. So I'll
Anyway,
start us off. I guess in the news front in regards with entertainment and whatnot. This past week there's been like a substantial not substantial a very amazing release of Final Fantasy 16. I can personally say, along with various others, that the game is absolutely worth your time and money.
Ooh,
Is it basically like as I could best put it? It kind of like goes back to Devil May Cry 3.
not five, because five
I
was.
mean, there's aspects of not aspects of five. There's aspects of five, but it's just the fun factor, the badassery, and so forth. Is just on a it's like a whole level. Um, but the game has been selling amazingly. I think I remember hearing that the demo itself
Oh, game's
was
out.
being played like over in the millions, 3 millions, and so that just imagine like just the game itself just is making a fuck ton of money.
Oh yeah.
Uh, same with same with both Street Fighter 6 and Tears of the Kingdom. Those three, I could say, are definitely great contenders for Game of the Year.
And for your money, and for your wallet.
Yeah, free money and wallet. But yes, the solid. These games that I played all three of them. Ain't finished with them because I've been bouncing back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
They've been pretty. They're really good. They're all solid, and I think we're in a good season of gaming. And then uh, other story wise, we're approaching the end of spring season for anime, which has been an amazing season.
Oh, I can't wait for Giga to
Oshinoko, of
put out.
course, has
Sorry, I was saying
yeah.
I can't wait for Giga to put out his thing where he shows out like the seasonal animes. I don't know if anyone watches those, but that's how I keep up with like the recent animes.
Yeah.
I
The
just I've honestly just been reading manga.
Oh yeah, there's some great manga. I just haven't gotten to them yet. But yeah, I mean, besides like the clear favorites like Oshinoko, there's been a bunch of good hits. I noticed that there's not like a whole lot of like hype for a lot of the animes, but I mean, other than Oshinoko, because I know everyone's is probably getting beaten over the head with it. Um, but for me personally, I think the romance front was really great, fantastic. The and then the like the sleeper hit, Heavenly Delusions. That one's
Never heard of it.
is a banger.
Really?
Um, and yeah, and Hell's Paradise. I think it's really great too.
Oh,
Another Mappa, you know, hit.
um,
I
thing about
I
it.
honestly I think like the only recent anime I've watched is season 2 of Tokyo Revengers, and that's really it.
Yo, who else is watching Tokyo Revengers with you?
It's
I'm sorry,
it's like
man. You're,
uh
I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm using yeah, that's the only anime I kind of recently watched.
I mean, like, I
So
don't hear
Um,
anyone else talking about the Tokyo Revengers except for you. I am so sorry that it's just you who's watching it.
I mean, some other people are watching it, but
Like, not even
yeah, there's just
like
not like a whole lot
like I
of it.
Like, what do you call it?
I
Chainsaw
think
Man.
like what Dogboy said before, like with the whole thing missing like daily life shit.
Hmm.
So
I-
that's why Tokyo Revengers kind of gets slept on. And I guess
yeah.
like the MC is not really kind of like not your typical MC.
Yeah. Well, I think you can say the same about Doctor Stone because Doctor Stone's on season 3, and only just recently people are starting to talk about it. I
Yeah.
mean, probably because the one of the main characters, the one of the female characters, she was like, there's a clip of her walking around in a short pink outfit. But I've managed to came across one of the episodes. What was it, last weekend? And I was actually really impressed with it. Like, it looks good. It's animated nicely, and the characters are really fun and endearing. Um, and so I was wondering why it's like no one really talks about it. And so it's like I kind of dig around a little bit, but I think it has something to do with both the marketing and maybe perhaps that it's a story that I wouldn't say it's unconventional, but it does use a lot of scientific lingo because the whole premise of the story is that, like, it's like post-apocalyptic. The humanity has been frozen, petrified in stone for about what, over 1,000 years, and then bit by bit, people are coming back, cracking out of the stone, out of their casings, and you have the main character who's trying to rebuild the human civilization with science. And so you're basically going back through the whole catalog of all humanity's scientific achievements, and it does go into detail about like the process, so forth. I mean, it
Yeah,
does, condense it down.
I watched the one while I was in Youmacon of 2019. I watched the episode where they were making glasses.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that might also kind of put some people off too.
I'm
But
talking more
also kind of
specifically like how the main character more or less gets his ass kicked in, and how basically the two side characters, Mikey and Draken, kind of just steal the show.
he ladies and gentlemen, he went back to, yeah, the other show,
Revengers.
the Tokyo Revengers. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Yeah. I understand. Uh. But like I was saying though, it's like it seems like you're starting to hear less and less about more so animes because now you're hearing like the usual, unless it's done by like a certain studio or it's a certain show like Demon Slayer. You don't really hear much
Or
unless
just
or the show does
or like
something
just
that's so like out of left
I was gonna
field
say
that
like
just causes a stir.
I was gonna say like just general moe blob stuff.
Yeah, and sometimes those can be hit or misses too, but that's usually for like a certain demographic, I guess. But for the most part, for like,
Or like or just outright just slice of life.
yeah. But even then, I haven't heard much of slice of life stuff like this, especially this past season. And I don't remember what's coming on for the summer season now. It escapes my mind. I know that Bleach is supposed to air this summer
Oh yeah,
again.
Bleach. I gotta get back to
The
that.
the next part for 1,000 Year Blood War, which I'm excited about that. But there was something else that I was looking forward to, and I can't put my finger on it. It's I think it's now we're starting to see the negative effects of seasonal anime, but I mean it's still good in my opinion. But yeah, but I also think it's more so again going back to marketing and the internet hoopla about the certain shows because unless like something comes out of left field for one of these episodes of any of these shows, that just caused a tizzy, then no one's really probably going to talk about it.
Uh,
Like
um.
as you mentioned years ago, Kuro, it's like the meme-age of it.
Oh yes, true.
Yeah, which is kind of sad, but I think at the same time too is like I think the less, uh, it's kind of like just an opinion of mine, so it's not wrong or right. I mean, I might be more likely wrong, but I think probably that might be in itself a good thing. It's like with Tokyo Revengers, for instance, that's our friend here likes to, our old buddy, old pal, old friend, old buddy, old friend, old pal, minus cube, Overlord, like Overlord. Sorry.
Uh,
The the less people talk about it, I think the less more of like drama, especially from the normies or even the tourists, you'll get from it. Because
Or
even
the
like with
antis.
or the antis, yeah, like even with Oshinoko, it's like as big as that show is, it became like the second anime series to be featured on like a world popular or like a national magazine. Like the first one was JoJo. So
Jojo.
JoJo. But yeah, it's like even like with there's been like you got haters popping up and shit trying to just trying to knock down the show. And then especially with the one that where one of the characters almost attempted Minecrafting themselves.
Is that isekai?
There's been some flack about no,
Mm.
it's not isekai. It's Oshinoko is my idol's child. Is basically like Perfect Blue, if anyone remembers that movie.
Oh my goodness.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it basically goes into like the dark. It's more like the inner workings of the entertainment industry, not just idol culture, but even like YouTubing, filmmaking, music making, so on and so forth. And you just kind of see like the inner workings of like of course there's like this under like mystery going on as well, like thriller mystery, like find out who murdered the main characters, both their mom, which is the poster girl everyone keeps seeing, the purple haired girl with the 2-star eyes.
Yeah.
uh I know that's just a huge fucking spoiler, but I mean at this point the season's over, so anyone who doesn't know about that is just like either never cared enough or just lived under a rock.
Oh,
Um, but yeah, so I guess in a way it's like a blessing and a curse to not be in the whole social limelight, if that makes sense.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
What?
and
Oh, what's
I
year?
guess
What season did Ocean Code come out in? Was this
spring.
spring? Okay, let me check the
Yeah,
spring.
this past season.
Uh,
I think it's about almost done because I know they had to like they had to do two breaks between the weeks because the first episode was like an hour and a half long. And then recently they had to do another break for a particular reason. I don't remember what, but there was a like a yeah wait another week for an episode, so they might be a little late ending for the season. But let me make sure.
Yeah, I'm
Episode.
checking AniList right
Look,
now, and yes, Perfect Blue is one of the recommendations for Oshinoko. First one actually on
all
the
right,
list.
good.
So,
Yeah. Uh. Okay, so we
Uh,
should be on episode. Yeah, we're on episode 11 this past week. So next week will probably be the last episode because it's usually like a 12, 13 episode per season.
mhm.
I don't know, but yeah. Um, and I guess that kind of speaking of marketing, it does kind of leads me. I mean, we could always just put like a soft pin in it for now, but it's the colossal flop of both Elemental and the Flash.
oh yes.
Yes,
Uh,
the colossal failure of these two movies is so abysmal. Like this is like what the third movie that Pixar has failed. Like not even just because of the streaming platform, but it's like even just in like a theatrical release. I think because like usually for most companies, it's like 3 failures and you're out. And I think Disney there was an article I read earlier this week or last week where Disney was there was
Oh yeah,
rumors.
we haven't talked about the Reddit wars yet.
Okay, we'll get to that one next. But yeah, the that Disney is softly talking about like dismantling Pixar and bringing them into their own animation studio. So there's probably a good chance Pixar won't be around anymore, which is gonna be sad as fuck. as well as I think we also talked about this last time. I don't remember. Correct me, but probably selling Lucasfilm to either George Lucas, back to George Lucas, or to a Saudi Arabian prince.
Ooh, Saudis are taking up. Didn't they get? No, they got SNK. They didn't get WWE.
Yeah, yeah. I think like one of Doomcock's like one of his insiders who actually works like in the actual company Disney, like he think it was verified that they are in works of talking about it. But the Saudi person, he's more like an oil rigger. But it's said that he's like a huge fan of Star Wars, but he's not a fan of Disney Star Wars.
Mm.
So there's a chance that either that if this is true, I'm just putting this up there, so I don't want to get slapped with, oh my god, you're such a fucking liar. Is that it's just a rumor. But this guy has usually been right about a lot of stuff, but so that kind of concerning. So either George Lucas will take back his property, or it'll be
I
sold
hope.
to a really rich fan.
You might save it? Question mark.
Either way, I hope.
I hope, because I don't know, because one person brought up that like if the Saudi thing is true, then would that also entail that everything that's been shoved into Star Wars and the Lucasfilm properties, like our Western ideology stuff, like the LGBT stuff and so forth, would that all just get crumbled down and kicked out? Because I mean,
But most
even
likely.
in Dubai, it's still Islamic area. So would we just wind up getting more of like, will we go back or even further back to like pure traditional conservative ideologies, or would this still be just kind of like somewhere in the middle?
No, I think we're gonna get pure traditional ideologies with some Islamic thing, with some Islamic overtones. Totally Western things would be taken out, like anything that has to do with
I
the
was gonna say,
LGBT.
believe it or not, the smash and dash way is actually the way of the Jedi. I'm not joking.
Yeah, I know. I kind of looked into that, about the whole, why they can't love, and it's more so it's like the love. It's like they're referring to. It's like the obsession of it, and we saw through Anakin, like how he got obsessive and possessive over Padme, and he just like he can't bring to the fact that he can't let her go because he's afraid of losing stuff, and so that's what I think they were mostly referring to. But that's just what I've came across and heard from one of my friends. But the Sith are, they deal in absolutes, so that does include obsession, possession, and just choke holding stuff.
Yeah, Sith do like that choking.
Sounds kind of, yeah, that choke me harder, Annie. What? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That was just a comic strip reference for anyone who doesn't know, where Anakin is the scene where Anakin's choking Padme, and she's like, "Oh, harder, Annie." uh, but but yes,
Yeah, it's the Siths are
uh
to some kind of kinky shit. We all understand that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to the whole Elemental and Flash flop, I think Flash got beaten out by that Jennifer Lawrence movie. I think both of them. I don't remember
Uh,
what it is, but it's like oh cool. It's like a
now
rom com.
DreamWorks has the perfect opportunity with Teenage Kraken.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they do have a perfect opportunity. I'm not seeing much marketing from that, but I'm still betting that it'll do relatively better than Elemental. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
because
because
because DreamWorks, in my opinion, is kind of like the unsung hero of like the whole of like the big three.
yeah,
Disney, Pixar, and then DreamWorks.
yeah, it's kind yeah, especially like with the history between DreamWorks and Disney, where it's like they have like an age old rivalry with each other. So it would make sense because I think it was just like besides Don Bluth, DreamWorks has actually gave Disney a run for their money a couple times with their films. Like not just like in recent era, but like when they first came out.
Yeah, like with Shrek, Prince of Egypt, Megamind.
Yeah. The How to Train Your Dragon. I think they did pretty well. Like comparative, like those are pretty big names.
And I guess also like Illumination's also kind of kicking Disney's ass as well.
Yeah, especially with the Super Mario movie. That one I think is still racking in money because it even in Blu-ray and DVD sales, it's still making a lot of money.
It's still Prince. I remember that Nintendo gif of the Wii saying it's still Prince money.
But and that leads me back to like the Elemental and the Flash Flop. Yeah, a lot of people said that Elemental was probably failure due to marketing or lack of it. Which I'm kind of iffy about. Yeah, because I see a lot of advertisement for Elemental, and I was honestly genuine, but I think there is some sort of, but I think it's just because the story is like at what we were marketed with or given from the advertisement. It's that it's a classic by the numbers. Two opposites, falling for each other. Then they had to come together to save their home. Typical stuff that's we've seen like
that, or like something similar to Zootopia.
Yeah, Zootopia. It also makes me think of the old.
I was expecting more of leaning more towards the Zootopia one.
Yeah, I've seen people compare that too.
I thought the Elemental movie was that movie with the girl with the emotions.
The fire one.
Yeah.
That's the inside. Let me throw an image in here. It's the. I'm honestly like I think somebody pointed out too that somebody was kind of surprised or that like there wasn't like a bunch of like uproar because it was like a heterosexual relationship happening.
Yeah.
And usually people would bitch and cry about it. But
I think they just got sick of it.
Yeah. But I think it's also that for the most part, whenever like and it's been proven too, like as soon as a movie fails, it's immediately on the Disney Plus platform. Or not even just the Disney Plus, but like any service streamline. And because we saw that with Lightyear, because when that failed, it wasn't like less than a month, then it got slapped on to Disney Plus. Same with Pinocchio.
Oh yeah, and basically having various human rights violations.
Oh yeah.
Remember that was a whole remember that whole China saying like fake you thing? Apparently that was for content.
Oh yeah, that too.
That's what I mean by human rights violations.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. But yeah, but I think that's like since the movie was basically advertised to be just a safe by the numbers romance. I think even the creators themselves came out just like it was more just like a technical, like a what do we say about game trailers whenever they're shown and no gameplay? Technical displays. Tech demos. Yeah, that's
vertical slice. Yeah, well, that too.
Yeah.
Tech demos.
Yeah, that's what they basically came out and said. This was
in this day and age a red flag.
Yeah. And so that's what the creators basically said, that Pixar basically said. I don't remember what interview it was. I forgot to save the article, but it was basically just like see if they could push their technology to as far as they can with the elements. Try to have a style with it, but still manage to bring some sort of realism to it. I don't know, but yeah. Like I said, people now are being more careful with what they go out and see, because we've mentioned several times here that we've been burned so bad, no pun intended, by a lot of these bad movies. So it's like, and they immediately get thrown into these streaming platforms. So there's not really any reason to go out and watch the movie unless it's actually really good. And I think you can even credit that to word of mouth, like, because the more people start talking about the movies and stuff, it's kind of the same with the anime situation, where the more, like with Puss in Boots and all this other and Super Mario, like the more people talk about and generate conversation, like what the highlights of the films are, that's probably going to entice people, like, okay, let me just go, and then this might be worth my money. And I even found out from one of my buddies who works at like one of our local theaters, our AMC theaters. It's like, a lot of and a lot of it is like that contributes to if a film makes or breaks, do resides within what you said, like the general manager or the district manager of the area, where they do pick the movie star being played in those theaters. And sometimes they will pin movies against each other, or they won't have them at all. And so they can even make or break films,
Oh, I
depending
didn't
on
know
like
that.
how they sell and advertise and so forth.
Okay. Like
But I
I
think what
Uh,
also kind of contributed to Flash's failure. Don't worry, I'm sorry. I'll wrap this up as quickly as possible. Um,
Ezra
that
Miller.
is Ezra Miller, and that according to some people, it's like it feels like they were harking that it was that they were trying to hark the Batman train, like, oh, Michael Keaton's in this movie, please come see it. But for the most part, you're still following Ezra Miller's, and plus with what James Gunn and them have done by making this era of DCU movies like null void. And it's kind of like, what's the point? You know, like, why should we go and see this movie? When you basically just
Honestly, if you want to see
retcon.
like a decent DC film, just watch Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam, like, is decent. But sadly, decent is not going to cut it anymore. I don't think.
Hmm.
I mean, like,
Well,
I know Shazam 2 has a sequel as well, I think.
yeah, and that
And I think
one bombed too.
that's kind of sad
Yeah,
because
it's
one dude said it was basically like the Deadpool. Well, I don't know who said it, but he said Shazam is basically like the Deadpool of the DC universe.
which is funny because that's how they try to market Birds of Prey as a Deadpool movie, because Harley Quinn was breaking the fourth wall and all this other stuff. But
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 I'm
funny
pretty
that you
sure like
brought up.
but like
Well,
I think it's just like they don't know how it works.
it's
Like how
honestly, it's just getting lucky. Great, you have like an A team of advertisement marketing team, um, and just manage to somehow, like, I guess,
I mean,
generate
don't
some
get me
sort of
wrong.
image.
And it's like deep down, like Deadpool's actually kind of a sad character.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. So it also kind of makes sense.
but there's also been like
And
a
I also
like more of a push
and
from
I
both the
also
gaming
find it
and the film. Go on.
and I also find it bullshit that Roger Ebert's website put it as a 2 stars.
Uh, but yeah, and the fact that you mentioned Deadpool actually leads me to bring up that the that Deadpool himself, I think, was like it was a low budget film, the first film, and and before I get into that, I think I came across where someone mentioned, where I came across an article and even like a podcast was saying that they moved up Deadpool 3. So they were going to delay it and push it back, but then with all these failures that have been coming about, like even with Guardians 3, it's still not really breaking even. So they're going to pull up Deadpool because you got the nostalgia factor for one thing, because Hugh Jackman is supposed to be in the third movie, and plus you have Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and that's been a fan favorite. However, the
Yeah,
fears are like, are they going to turn it, since this is Disney era? Are they going to turn it to PG-13? because like going back to the first Deadpool, which was a huge fucking risk. Honestly, it was like it was a ballsy move. Like even Ryan Reynolds had to put like most of his money into the thing. And there was like a shoestring budget, I guess you could call it. Is what they would say, and it became one of the highest grossing R-rated films. Like even like
Or
even a high, yeah,
or they're gonna pull up Blood 2 and rush it.
yeah, that too. So, and that's what I'm afraid of with them. If what they said, what it said is true, that they are going to push up Deadpool 3, then that's going to make it probably hurt it at the theaters. And so that's kind of like why, like, hearing all these possibilities of one, merging Pixar with Disney Animation Studio, selling off Lucasfilm because Indiana Jones I think is flopping as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not.
Wait,
I don't think it's doing.
that film is out now?
I think it's out because I've been seeing a lot of like people talking about it. Indiana Jones 5 release. June 30th. So yeah, 5 days. But it's like, so I've probably been hearing from the critics then. But for the most part, even like on the far left, it's like it's basically dead on arrival.
But yeah, so it's probably going to be. So I hope, like, one, it remains R, because I feel like those kinds of films need to be R rated. That's what I was also hoping for when I first saw Venom. Believe it or not, please let this be R rated.
That's what I'm thinking too. Because if you look back, like in the past, several years, couple years, like a lot of the highest grossing films were R-rated films. I mean,
Yeah,
like in terms when like Joker for instance was R-rated, low budget, but it brought in so much fucking money. Deadpool 2 brought in a lot of money, probably not as much as the first one, but still, like, it was a shit ton of money. And then Demon Slayer, when the movie was came over to America, it became one of the highest grossing, not only animated, film, but highest grossing anime, like that. I think it beat Spirited Away, and the highest grossing R-rated animated film, because it was an R-rated film. So so that stuff, that alone, it shows that like if they decide to do a PG-13 version, which they did do a PG-13 version of Deadpool 2, and it didn't do so well, I don't think, because it was just the same movie, but it was edited, it was censored. So there was more like a test run.
honestly, it's the reason why I wanted the Venom movie and the first fucking Suicide Squad movie to be R rated is because it's to have the full extent of, like, the whole thing.
Right.
If that makes sense.
No, I get you. I feel the same way. Like I think they really messed up making the first Suicide Squad PG-13, as well as making the both Venoms PG-13, because it would have done immensely better if they just did an R-rated film for Venom.
Yeah, and they would have gotten away with a lot more.
Right. And I'm not saying like in terms of like showing more like actual graphic gore or anything like that, but you could still like have like some intense stuff going on, and because there are many plot points within the film itself, both films, where there should have been more explored in mature aspects, and even just for the fact that gore, it was severely missing in Carnage, especially with the escape scene where
Yeah,
like, I think
especially with especially because Cletus Cassidy is a fucking serial killer.
Yep.
yeah, and it kind of like they messed up at towards the end where they try to give Cletus a sad backstory.
Please.
I was like, no, don't even try that.
Writers Pop and Xanax or something.
Yeah, but there was a fan animated sequence that showcased what really would have happened during the whole Carnage escape scene, and it would have been carnage. It was just murdering everyone, eating all the criminals, officers, everyone. No one would have been safe. No one would have survived if that was an actual true depiction of carnage.
They didn't base it off of
Oh,
the comic, right? Like it,
Yeah, carnage.
the maximum carnage, because that's the only reason I like that. I didn't see the movie. I never saw any of these movies you guys are talking about, so that's why I haven't chimed in. But I have played the game Maximum Carnage, and I did see the comic panels from that thing. And I have not seen the movie, but I assume that they're trying to base it off the movie. So I assume that they would it just be exactly what I would picture would be when he breaks out of jail. He just kind of probably have done that. Is that what they're doing? Are they basing off the comics, or are they just coming up with a new script itself and saying, yeah, people love it?
I think um they they softly base it off the comics, but I can't really say because it doesn't really feel like it, really.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because really I don't recall like Cassius and
Shriek being black.
Carnage being like separate entities talking to each other.
No, 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 they weren't, because Carnage always says I. Well, Venom says we. Carnage's thing is I. I am Carnage, because he made that he's
Yeah,
both. They're both one.
it should have been. Yeah, so that kind of threw me off, and I don't know it it threw me off, and it was just like how tame they overall were. And you had such a perfect actor too, like Woody Harrelson. Like anyone who's familiar with Natural Born Killers would know why like this was a missed opportunity. Like hell, like a lot of Woody Harrelson's performances are just like, especially when he plays psychos, are just amazing. Here, I'll show you who he is. You've seen him,
Yeah,
Kuro.
yeah.
Yeah, but in the general, um,
Oh yeah,
he's also the
but
same guy who played Tallahassee in Zombieland.
yeah, it's
yeah.
Zombieland. Oh, that's what he looked like young. He had a whole hair of head. But yeah,
I know. I've probably seen more movies with him in it. It's just that I never recognized the actor. It's one of those things like,
yeah,
oh, like I heard that voice before from this. Like, quick note, I'm watching Vision of Escaflowne, and I
I
heard
had to deal with All right. Yeah.
I heard the
So
one.
let's just wrap this up real fast.
Yeah, so I was watching Vision of Escaflowne, and one of the voice actors that does the voice of the main character, I found that died 3 years ago, and I was like, he was actually also the same voice actor who did Moroku in Inuyasha, and he also did Scott Summers in in the X-Men 2000, X-Men Evolution. So I was like,
yeah.
I probably recognize the person if I looked him up and kind of thing, but at the same time, like, yeah, you had to pin a name to the person and be like, oh yeah, that guy. Okay, so basically that.
Um,
Anything else?
okay, so I think we wrapped it up.
Uh,
Currently, right now, Disney and basically Pixar and Disney have been getting their asses kicked, so they need to make their money while they still can. Um, Illumination and DreamWorks kind of have the open seat to the throne right now,
Yeah, basically.
and
Wait, why we gotta wrap this up again? I
yeah,
forgot.
I I really don't know.
But yeah.
uh,
And Samuel Jackson is pissed off at fans because they don't want to watch Secret Invasion. I guess I don't know.
Is it because the AI art?
I I haven't heard nothing about AI art or anything. But I
Oh,
think it's just because it was just a boring, you know, series. Like nothing really goes anywhere.
well,
So
I mean, other than people being burnt out, like I heard on the news is like they're like, we're using AI art and it's the first time we've had to use it because the scrolls, and it's amazing and all stuff like that. Like the AI artists that we're using to make the movie. That's what I've been hearing on the news. Like this is a new step. Their marketing spins like, yeah, we know we're using it, but we're using it to make the movie better. Because how would we ever get the the scrolls to be disguised as humans? That's what I'm hearing from it.
Oh, oh, shit! I forgot.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah,
also
this
using
had to be
the
coming.
AI thing for Indiana Jones as well,
Have
like
they?
Agent Back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
For the first 20 minutes of the film, yeah, you go back to when Indy was younger, Harrison Ford was younger, and you have a whole sequence there. I've heard that's like the best part of the film. Then after that, it's just meh.
okay, so I think we're about done with the whole upcoming films and anime bit and our discussions on it. Let's get into the
All right,
more
yeah.
juicier topics. Uh,
I like the
You see
I'm
submarine.
pretty sure we all have this on our list. The Titanic sub incident.
We got bingo
Yep.
card. Yes. All right, I'll check that
Yeah,
off
we
my
were
bingo
talking about
card.
that.
Uh, yeah. What?
Basically, a millionaire decided to make a tour of make a mini submarine, and the thing is one that apparently it wasn't tested for any kind of pressure. Two,
Nope.
the thing was a damn video game controller.
Yeah, basically, and plus it is confirmed that originally it was supposed to been like more experienced team members,
Yep.
like the 50 something Marine, that he told them like not to do this, because
But
it's not
the
safe and you need to throw it in there first. But they fired him because it was for diversity reasons.
I heard that too.
Yeah, and that's
that's
confirmed.
fucking. So that's fucking stupid. So yeah, he had the habit of really cutting corners.
Yep. And
Yeah,
now the corners have crushed them.
it submerged him.
Yeah. And if you're wondering, all the people have died because the damn
Yep,
thing imploded.
yep, imploded,
Like a
and it's
can squeezing into itself.
yep,
And
all
one of the passengers was 19, who was originally against this,
I thought it was
but
25.
decided to go for Father's Day.
Yeah, yeah. I heard he was against that. I heard he was 25. I don't know.
No, he was 19.
Uh,
So not that younger than me.
that man.
everyone's saying the Titanic is 2-0.
Oh my god,
Yes.
stop.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, the tide fucking that is so fucking.
uh,
Like I hate. I know. There's a lot of people that are happy, quote unquote, happy because there was a bunch of rich people that died, but it's still human life.
Yeah, and keep in mind, like tickets weren't cheap. It was about $250,000
yeah.
Yeah, no,
just to get
it's
into the. So
Uh,
this wasn't even like a cheap thing.
Here's the thing about it. Like, I watched some videos. I did some deep diving on this too. Um, I mean, some Logitech controllers are good. I don't know why they would get a Logitech controller like this. I bought myself a nice PDP controller, and that hasn't failed me. I'm not going to take it on the wire to find out, but
Um, like I said, the CEO of the company had the habit of cutting corners. So keep in mind that controller was apparently an outdated one as well.
is that what you're saying that what may have killed him? I mean, there was like,
No, it was due to the submarine being completely shit.
yeah, okay, I did hear that. Yeah, some of the pipes in there were makeshift and stuff like that. Um,
yeah, and it was not safe to go that low.
yeah, it was not safe for work.
Oh,
So
Oh yeah, we can touch on this later, but I almost forgot. Before I forget, basically there's a Russian Civil War going on. Not quite exactly Russian Civil War, but a lot of the Russian soldiers are starting to revolt against the motherland.
Oh yeah, I heard about the paramilitary. I think they.
Yeah.
I heard they were
So
marching their way
Russia
back,
has
but I heard they
two
stopped.
bits of beef they have to deal with: one in Ukraine and themselves.
It's man.
Uh, but before we go, even get into more Russia, yeah. So did you guys hear that Cardi B was beefing with the stepson on Twitter of the guy that is one of the rich people's stepsons was beefing with Cardi B on Twitter because he went to a Blink-182 concert during his father's demise, and
Uh,
she was like saying like he should have stayed home and buy the phone while she's like taking some kind of, I don't know what video she was taking, but it looks like she was being hugged by Titan from Attack on Titan. I got
uh,
this. Let's see if I can find it. But yeah, she was like, "You should have been there. You should have been by your phone while, listening out for your dad while he's gone missing," kind of thing.
yeah, it's I
And
don't know. I mean, unless he had like tickets beforehand, but
yeah, I heard that is like that's how he was dealing with grief. Okay, here we go. Wow, is go away, Tron's son. Cardi B
I'm
blast step.
looking at the Logitech controller right now to see if like any Amazon reviews were making fun of it.
uh,
Yeah, this is from Tron's son. It's the first thing that popped up on my thing. So bear with my Canadianness. Cardi B blasts stepson of dead Titanic hunting billionaire for attending a Blink-182 concert. Show flirting and show and flirting with OnlyFans models. You're supposed to be at home, sad. You're supposed to be crying. Grammy winner raged. So yeah, she was telling him how he should deal with his grief. And I don't know
uh,
if like they're just beefing with each other. This has nothing to do with the world, but then everyone else on Twitter is digging up on the man's history and stuff like that. Like he wouldn't have be brought into the spotlight you know if this whole thing didn't go on. But I guess maybe Cardi wants to just wants to get into some spotlight, and just talk about and have some reason to go against the guy because just
Oh, there it is. I found the Logitech controller, by the way.
go check it out. It's like it's kind of weird, It's like what does this person has to do with
it,
what do these people to do with each other? Also, can you post that link for that Logitech controller? I know, thank you.
uh,
So
I don't understand. I mean, like, one, it was his, like, for me at least, like the billionaire son was like he had nothing really to do with it,
exactly.
and everyone has their own kind of grief to deal with.
yeah.
Like Travis Touchdown said this. Everyone has their own way of dealing with grief somehow. Some people fuck at funerals. I cut off heads.
Oh my goodness! I went to the comment section of the controller. This model performed adequately in 13 out of 14 dives at the Titanic, failing immediately, but always coming back to its to service. While the 14th dive did not proceed without drama, we are pleased to say that it was not Logitech's F710 wireless gamepad that ultimately failed by Julia. Wow.
Yeah.
They don't know if they're memeing or they're actually being legit about the controller. But does that mean Logitech's going to take a real big hit?
I
Probably not. because like you more or less just because like I said, the dude had the tendency of cutting corners.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be Logitech's fault, nor it's not going to be Logitech's fault.
Oh my god.
Can this control a submarine? Wow. This is the first question here. Well, second question, or I don't know if it goes by votes. Anyways, wow. Just
Imagine that's what gets them themselves though. It's like, yeah, this bad boy has sunk many ships. Imagine what it could do to the NPC enemies.
oh, he could play Battleship with this
Yeah,
controller.
I found the fucking thing. I found the question.
No, but I heard that the U.S. had one of their subs. For a fun fact, one of the U.S. subs has used an Xbox controller. So it's not like controllers are out of industrial purposes. One of the U.S. Subs has used an Xbox, and I heard that in Afghanistan they used Xbox controllers to fly drones and stuff like that in wars. So controllers are peripheral. It's just how you use them.
Man, you know what I'm waiting for? That Netflix documentary.
Oh, yeah. Oh boy, yeah.
I remember hearing that Joe and this meme.
The Netflix.
But yeah,
Yep.
apparently there was also some images of the Logitech showing up in the water, but turns out that was complete bullshit.
Nah, I think I got destroyed too. See, now,
Yeah,
if it was a PDP controller, hashtag not sponsored, PDP, I am right now holding a PDP
I'm pretty sure
controller.
that thing would equally get decimated.
I don't know, but it's helped me a lot. And if PDP is listening to this, I would like a new controller because what happens is these controllers feel real nice in my hand. This slick and black controller looks real good.
But the longevity
Hashtag not
kind of
sponsored.
sucks.
What? I didn't hear you.
The longevity sucks.
I don't know about that.
Longevity sucks.
But if you would like to sponsor this podcast with PDP, I will probably do more in the future.
I mean, you're gonna have to move to Kick for that.
Yeah. Don't worry. I have
because
some stuff to say about
no
that
sponsored
too.
content on Twitch.
Hashtag not sponsored yet. So, but I'll get to that soon. All right.
Oh, yeah. Were you going to also bring up speaking of Twitch, were you going to also bring up the whole beef between, like Charlie and that one dude that was Hasan's editor?
Yeah. No, I wasn't going to bring that up, but I had different things. I was listening to that, and I thought I thought Sketch would have that down and ready to talk about. Sketch.
I came across this video. I remember hearing about it, like, what was it, last night or yesterday, and I didn't believe it. But it's an actual footage of one of the pride parades where they're chanting, "We're here, we're queer, and we're here for your children."
Oh yeah, I know. I heard about that.
That's stay away from the fucking kids.
Oh yeah,
they said we're not here for your kids.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I heard it. The San Francisco, I forgot what they're called, men's choir thing. Yeah, they had that in their song. Like, there's a song they literally sing where they're saying, "Yes, we're coming for your kids."
Yeah, that's
that sounds like a friendly group.
Yeah, that sounds like a really fun group.
Yeah,
I bet they're great at kids' birthday parties.
Yeah, I don't
God, that's
know.
horrible.
They won't be just being the pinata.
Oh, there won't be a pinata. I mean, there will be, but it's gonna be human sized though. But anyway,
yeah.
I love just trying to skirt for everything.
But to wrap up the whole Titanic ship thing,
it sunk, and hopefully the next person gets down there properly.
The owner got himself a Darwin Award.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like he
Try to cut
clearly,
corners.
Add
he
some
was clearly
wokeism.
warned to say like, "Hey, do not do this.
Yep.
The
And
submarine itself is a piece of shit."
yep. And just because the person is an older white man does not mean they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. So the owner gave himself a Darwin Award.
Basically. Yeah, I mean, hell, it doesn't even have to just apply to just old white men too. Just any person of color or race or age. It's like if the smartest person in the room that has years upon years of experience is telling you not to do something, don't be a fucking moron and ignore that because you want what brownie points or something with the kids. I shouldn't say that right. We were just talking about the Pride Parade, but yeah, you want that goodie points. Wait, hold on. You want that good noodle star? Yeah, there we go.
But
You
yeah,
want to be a good
yeah,
noodle.
you earned yourself a Darwin Award.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Have we discussed about the whole shit with Miguel O'Hara gender bent fan art?
Oh yeah,
Oh
I saw
yes,
that
that
one.
was some of the most unhinged bullshit I have ever seen, and I have to deal with Twitter antics.
I try to stay off of Twitter.
Golly, that was ridiculous. But I'm happy to see the support because there's so many other artists are drawing their versions of that character, the fan art. But yeah, that backlash was so like I'm sorry, like that is the most unnecessary backlash in the history. Well, no, not history, but just
It's
I don't
fucking
know.
terminally online, like Jesus Christ.
It's
And
just
people talk
terminal
about
in general.
and people wondering like why I often make fun of antis is this like these people have never been outside to meet the sunlight.
Yeah, no, these it's mm. That's
It's
where
just
I
like
am right now. I'm just doing that old man.
but I am grateful that a lot of the artists are beginning to fight back now.
Yeah, I'm happy to see that too. Like same with the what the hell? Same with the the whole thing with the fan art of the two Stele and Bronya characters, pairing them in heterosexual relationships. Like the backlash of that was, that was unnecessary. So it's so who knows? Like I think it's like it's just. Sorry, I'm literally having a brain fart here because I am so kerfuckled by all this.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
I only
I'm confused by all this bullshit, this madness.
I only heard about it. I'm just like, okay, sure. I mean, I didn't watch Spider Verse. I don't know when I'm gonna ever go watch it. So I was like, I don't understand why is everyone's getting all uppity about characters and gender
Yeah.
bending. But then I remember it's Twitter. So getting
I mean,
uppity.
there was
Yeah.
there was a fan art of Miles that got some heated because someone said that the guy whitewashed Miles because he was a lighter skin tone.
Yes, that shit. And he apparently didn't know shit about light and color. So it's
The
just like
Yeah, we're not talking about the artist, the person that was upset with the artist because yeah, she went in. I think it was a she that went in and painted the character like darker, but then another professional artist came in and was like, yeah, you totally missed the whole crap about what lighting and textualizing is as Overlord was about to
I
say.
think it was the artists themselves that did that.
Now, it was a different artist that came in and told them. Cause I remember seeing that.
Because it's like encountering that one, like you encounter like this one thing on Twitter, like, or in this case like this one Twitter thread, and it's just like this one dude constantly just there decimating the other dude, but the other dude who's getting decimated is basically showing pure ignorance. Like, no, not really, no. And it's
Yeah,
just like, dude. So yeah, like, there's a reason why I compare their behavior to that of console fanboys, kids.
yeah, and that's how you tell if someone's as legit terminally online, because you can go outside too. I mean, that's how how you do really good art, anyways. If you just study like the real world and how it works. But you go outside and you like go by the pool or something, because the image in question was like by like a water of some form. But like even like the darkest skin black man can still reflect some various shades of light.
Yeah, and like I said, these people tend to behave like console fanboys.
Yeah.
And I mean by that of pure ignorance. Like, no matter how many times these people get ratioed, no matter how many times these people get wrong, they still fucking go at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope I was right about that. But yes.
Sketch, you have anything else? I'll go last.
Oh yeah,
because I got some
various slander of the anime man.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, I think I brought that up earlier. We could touch on
Who?
Yeah.
Japan has officially raised the entire country's age of consent to 16. They raised it up to certain areas back in the early 2000s, mid to early 2000s. But there were still many regions that were very heavily underpopulated, like that was still basically third world, that remained around 13. But now it's been a nationwide thing. So people, aunties, for lack of better terms, or more appropriately because they're idiots, through the anime man Joey, one of the members of the podcast, Trash Taste, under the bus, saying like, "Oh wow, I bet the anime man is upset about that, because he's such a fan of cheese
Lolicon,
pizza.
because
He's a lolicon."
the guy's a lolicon. If you guys are wondering, Shinobu is Joey's from the Monogatari series, is his waifu of choice.
What the hell? Yep. And
That was just me getting water.
oh, okay. I thought you were about to say something else. But yeah, yes.
What? And keep in mind, he's with Aki Dearest.
He's married.
A much older woman and a woman who has who's fully developed.
And she's short. She's the short stack.
Oh, her. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. So a lot of people are slandering him, saying like, "Oh yeah, this guy is gonna be pissed at the age of consent is now fucking 16." And in reality, one, the guy could tell apart fact from fiction. Two, he's already with someone.
Yeah. Yeah, they got married not too long ago. And is like here's like if we're gonna apply like real world logic to anime or even any sort of media, like I'm not into lolly, but I know for a fact that that's not real. So if we're going to apply real world logic, and I can understand if if people don't like lollies or sodas because they do appear as little children, but they're not little children. I mean, hell, if you want to go by real world logic, like half the characters, even if they are like 1,000 years old, the time of their
Which, by the
existence
way,
from their manga.
By the way, I never heard anyone unironically use the 1,000-year-old lolly argument.
Yeah, I never either. It's silly as hell to me. But where I'm getting at is like even the 1,000-year-old character, that's like an old man too, like a 1,000-year-old old ass man. Like if you were to take the real world calculations of like their time of conception in the real world, which would be more like a manga, video game, or anime, then they'll be like a couple years old. You know, think of all the husbandos and stuff that people fucking thirst
Which I
over.
also keep in mind that some of these aunties are also furries and yaoi fanatics.
Ooh.
Yeah, they really should not even be talking. But that said, and I hear this argument about video games too, like when it comes to fan service and sexual content, it's portrayed in video games or movies. It's like, okay, if we're okay with blood and gore, then why are we not okay with any sexualization of it? And that said, that if we really want to implement real world consequences to these characters, then we need to have the same standards when it comes to watching a little child getting murdered on screen. Like so anyone that sees like a death happen on screen needed to be tried for assisted homicide because you are partaking in the act of murder. Am I wrong? That's how I check how murder works. Like if you witness someone getting murdered and you didn't do anything, let alone tell anybody about it, then you get tried as like being an accomplice or something. I don't quite remember. But regardless, it's like, yeah, you need to have the same reaction whenever a kid gets their head chopped off, to the same reaction of how you would to a lolly. And so it's just like I said, that's fine if hell, I'm in the same boat. Like I don't care much for lollies. I don't care for sodas.
I'm a guy who doesn't mind it. I'm not going to pursue it, but at the same time, I'm not really going to turn it down.
But to me, it's just whatever fits the narrative, whatever fits the story. It's because it's not my world. It's not my business. It's just with any situation. Like hell, I mean, like while playing Final Fantasy 16, I've murdered so many dudes in that game. Like by their logic, I need to be tried for murder.
But they're not real.
Actually, you should be tried for mass homicide.
Yeah, mass homicide, treason, because I'm going against a country. So it's to me it's kind of ridiculous. Sorry, Kuro, we basically just hijacked this conversation.
No, it's okay because I was actually trying to find the news about about what do you call it, the anime man, and also I'm talking to shout outs to the Bandy the Oni. He's watching on the podcast right now, so I was just doing some things in the background and trying to find where the anime man, where that thing was coming up, and I couldn't find it. So I kind of tuned out.
It was on Twitter.
It was on Twitter. Of course, I couldn't find it on Twitter.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so
we're very
get on our level, Kuro. Like
I was searching all over the internet. It's like, where are these guys talking about? Is it on Twitter? Okay, well, I'm not gonna be able to find that.
Oh,
but yeah, Bandy only said I took out 300 people in Fallout. LOL. So he should be tried for murder.
Yeah, really. So
yeah,
they're just horny nymphos. Well, I just saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll find Yeah, here's one of the videos by Rev Desu. Like it.
The guy who basically the king of people who clap antis, like the anti clapper himself.
Yeah, and then there's Hirohei. That he covered it.
Oh yeah. I watched a lot of Hero Hey.
Yeah.
If it came out today, I probably didn't see it. That's why.
Probably not. When did I watch
Hey, what's
this?
up, guys? Right here. So I say this next.
Okay. You know, I did see a thumbnail of this video. I just didn't click on him. Like, oh, it's. I didn't click on it, but I didn't think it was a guy talking.
Yeah.
I thought that VTuber was a girl.
But yeah, like
Reasons you can.
I thought it was that VTuber was a girl.
yeah. So just a bunch of terminally online retards trying to make a mountain out of a molehill.
He said the R word.
And
yeah.
I'll go pound sand.
Or if anything, I'll just have to move over the kick. They'll accept the what Twitter. Sorry, Twitch doesn't want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Pokimane kicked up a whole fuss about kick and stuff.
Yeah, because XQC had a very lucrative deal with Kick.
All right. Well,
And keep in mind the gambling section on Twitch is not yet gone.
Since we're
Nope.
getting there, let me just pull up something too.
And she apparently wanted to talk about principles and shit like that.
Yeah, she should not be talking.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I was like, she was like, she said something was cringe.
Yeah, like trying to take the like the high road and go over to kick
Yeah, she basically
something.
attempted to. Yeah, Pokimane basically tried to take the moral high ground. And trying to be like the grandstand for morals and shit like that, but in reality,
Okay, is it?
But in reality, it's just like, dude, you are equally as fuck them kids as much as Twitch and as much as Amazon.
Yeah, when she said about like not needing money, like I imagine you don't need fucking money because you basically all you have to do is just turn around and you get like $1,000.
And keep in mind, like Pokimane has fuck you money.
Yeah, basically. So she don't need it. Like she's really no better, really, in my opinion. So that wounds up leading to the whole argument between Charlie and Hasan's editor, which I think personally Hasan probably needs a new editor because the guy's a fucking idiot. Not Hasan, but his editor, and because I watched the conversation between Hasan and Charlie afterwards, and they actually had a very civil conversation. Like that's the most calm conversation I have seen, from two people. And so yeah, it's but the fact that like even the editor himself wound up proving Charlie right when it comes to stakes and the gambling and all the other stuff that he was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just give some images. Okay. Yeah, I did hear about this. They're like, yeah, it's Kick is a gambling platform. I have signed up for Kick. I did a sign up for Kick.
I myself have a Kick account. So if any of you wish to follow me there, I will link it in chat right now.
Yeah, go ahead. I even streamed a bit because I had to go get OBS. Right now I'm using Twitch's studio thing, which is pretty much simplified. OBS has been a confusing thing for me, so I stopped using it. Plus, my computer's old. But what happens is that the reason I did Kick was because I was watching the AI SpongeBob thing that was taken off of YouTube. I sorry, not
there you guys go.
YouTube.
You guys can follow me there. I also am gonna try to stream on YouTube more.
The AI was taken off of Twitch. That's what I meant to say. It was the AI SpongeBob. There's I've been watching. I got into the AI rabbit hole, and I had been watching a lot of AI SpongeBob.
I've seen some clips of AI SpongeBob, and it's haunting.
Inject heroin. I love loud
Oh yeah,
words.
did
Yeah,
you guys? I think I did show you guys the AI commercials, right?
Yeah, we saw the nuggets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the nuggies.
yeah, gosh. I mean the voice acting AI is
This
really
is
better.
this is that was just kind of this was like the taste. This is the sample size. Here's the actual fucking. Oh shit! I'm trying to fucking copy paste this. Feast, you haven't seen shit yet. Feast your eyes on this.
All right. Oh yes, I've seen this. This is some good stuff.
Man, it's hilarious. But I have been finding
Um,
myself enjoying like some of the AI singing covers, song covers.
Oh, I never seen those.
Yeah, it's. Oh, let me find the JoJo one, JoJo and Dio.
Ooh. Oh
For
wait,
me
yeah, I
at
think I
least,
have.
I've been enjoying the AI Presidents one.
The AI presence one, and then some of the anime characters.
Um, okay, so
We
I
can
think we're
game
done
about this.
with
Yeah,
beefing on Twitch. We're gonna take a
yeah,
brief break from internet beef for a second, and let's talk
yeah.
about the Nintendo Direct.
Okay. I haven't been paying too much attention to AI. Not the AI, the
Uh,
Nintendo Direct. Sorry, my mind was still up, but yeah.
uh, so Pikmin. So the major highlights were the Super Mario RPG remake. So that's gonna get a lot of people hyped.
Yeah.
And apparently there's the Elephant Mario one. I still have yet to watch it. So
I've been seeing the meme around. I wasn't sure that was real, so
Mario Wonder.
yeah, no, the Mario turning into an elephant.
Yeah. I,
I'm currently like scrubbing through it. Myth Force. I'm looking at a game called Myth Force, and it looks pretty fun. It's like a first person. It's like Heretic. If any of you guys played that game.
nope.
I remember hearing about it, but I never played it.
Yeah. Oh, the Batman Arkham trilogy is coming to Nintendo Switch. So I'm happy to say that people will at least come to see will play Batman Arkham either Asylum or Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, I guess. Either going to be Arkham Origins or Arkham Knight. Guys?
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were still going on. I had
But
more to
yeah.
say
I
after
think
that.
I've only played one Batman game when I
Um,
got logged in. Which sucks.
I what was it?
Oh,
I
there it
still
is.
remember.
Super Mario Wonder. That's where the fucking Elephant Mario came from.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering Super Mario Wonder.
I'm also trying to find any of these things. Okay, here.
I'm also there's also like I said, the Super Mario RPG, so that's gonna be nice.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. It's a remake, right?
Yeah, and it looks like it's
Then
going to be. It looks like it's gonna be like built, like rebuilt. So that's gonna be fun. So that's gonna be fun.
I don't
oh
remember
cool.
what Mario RPG in the first place.
Yeah,
I played it a few times. I played briefly. It was all right.
Yeah, it was N64 era, right?
No, this was Super Nintendo.
Wow. Oh, really? Wow.
wow.
Okay,
Yeah,
like I said, I may have looked at it once or played it once at someone friend's house, but I never ever actually owned the game. but I know it's got a lot of
RPG,
praise.
soup.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, this was Super Nintendo.
Hey, by the way, did Gino get into Smash, or is people still asking for
No, he was there as a fucking costume.
It's still, we still don't have Gino in Smash, and everyone's like, "Where's Gino?"
They also did my boy Travis dirty with that shit as well.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be an okay. I thought it was more or less just kind of okay. I am going to be looking forward to a few of the indie hits, but that's really it.
I don't have a Switch, so I'm not like expecting anything from the list of things.
Oh wow, I remember seeing that. Yes, Jesus.
Um, so I hope you guys you guys enjoyed your brief break from internet beef because we're about to delve into more beef.
Hmm.
Oh damn.
Beyond Meat.
I was going to bring up like how there's an anticipation for Skyfield and the Fabled game backlash.
Oh, is that what the ugly?
Oh yeah, how did that go?
Oh, the well, I mean, Fable, I mean, has never really had a history of having actually beautiful characters. I think it was just more like a satire. Um, but it was like, yeah, more of a satire. It was like I've always imagined like being like a cartoonish RPG fantasy game. But the fact that like, oh, let me throw in like a clip from one of the older Fable games. Like you can see just like how like goofy it looks. You know, and it's supposed to be like a lighthearted game.
Like a kind of a parody of Skyrim in a way.
Yeah, basically, it's kind of like a parody of Skyrim, but you get to choose the path of good or evil. You know, but with the new Fable game, though, with its horrendous model, I guess it said. Let me see if I can find like here that they used. Like I don't know. To me, I find it funny that even the game itself, the trailer itself, acknowledged like, yeah, she's kind of ugly because when the character was walking through town in the trailer, and then the second she turned around, like everyone was admiring the person, but then the second she turned, around, was like, oh, what? Never mind.
I heard that they're trying to. I forgot what I was watching, but I heard that they are trying to actually make ugly female characters in games. Like it's on
Yeah,
Oh
purpose.
yes, and
they they
oh
purposely
yes,
do that.
it's like and people wonder why Japanese and Indian games are currently kicking the Western AAA game scene's ass.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
like
because like the indie scene, like both Japanese and the indie scenes actually want their women to look attractive.
yeah.
When in Western, they're like, I heard it's because they're women. They use attractive women, but then they make them ugly because even the person who did the girl in Horizon Zero Dawn, her face is she's a beautiful model, but then they made her a little chubbier and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that throws me off because I remember in the first game, like Aloy actually looked like pretty. You know, she looked decent. But then the second game she was frumpy. Like I didn't care about the peach fuzz or anything. I kind of think that's kind of cool that we're at that technical level where we can add like slight hairs on the face and you can see it. But other than that, is just like the like she just looked like a downgraded version. Like you would like I understand like getting older and aging a bit, but Aloy still shouldn't have aged that much. 'Cause I think like what in story wise it wasn't like what a year has passed in the game, like a couple years at most. So she was still probably relatively young, like in her 20s at least. And the fact
Yeah.
that she does all this running around, this climbing, in the diet that she would have, fighting all these robot dinosaurs, you would think she would even be a little bit more toned out a bit.
Yeah, like I said, like they think they can pander to the loonies, but here's the thing: loonies pay with their feelings, not with their wallets.
I mean, hell, like you even argue that she should have looked closer to how the actual model looked.
Yeah,
And that's what and I kind of like. I'm trying to find because I saw the picture of what the model for uh the Fable 4 stand-in
Oh yeah, I've seen it
looked
too.
like. I seen two sources. One was that like it was actually based off one of the game developers or game level designers or something. And I was kind of wondering like, well, how the hell did she wound up to becoming used as a model for the game if that's true? But it must be just
I
for
think it was just
submarine.
to emphasize like how much of a parody Fable was.
Yeah, but this is going to where it's like it's not even. It's more of a parody of itself if they go down this route.
Um,
I mean, of course, like once the game
yeah,
comes out, you'll be able to modify your character and make them actually look how you want to. But then there was like something like where this model was used, I think.
Yeah, this one came from the Yellow
so
Flash.
Yeah, that's what I saw too, and that's believable. But I've also seen where this model was used, and then another woman that was like slightly above average, was used. But then
uh,
they uglified her.
um, but yeah, I think just generally like like I said, it's just like they try to appeal to the loonies, but the loonies go with more with their feelings rather than their wallets. Like I said,
Gamers
Yeah, and they're learning the
want
hard way.
to feel that they're in the game too. So if we make our models, our characters look ugly, gamers will feel that they're ugly too, or they already feel that they're ugly, and so they'll insert themselves into the ugly women. That's
Yeah, I
what.
feel
I
like
mean,
they're kind of missing the point of what escapism means or what fantasy is. It's like the whole point of gaming and movies and to entertainment is not that like we're trying to put ourselves into the thing. Like yes, I mean power fantasy and so forth, but it's like be the best version of ourselves when you terms for like putting ourselves in the story. But at the same time, as well as just like a lot of it is damn, I lost my train of thought. Fuck. Lost my damn train of thoughts.
Well,
a lot of us just like want just escape from reality.
Yeah, escape from reality, yeah. And the
so
and to
Like,
me it's like the crime of it, it's like you're making it too much of a big deal to like you feel like you have to be exactly in the game. And this does kind of lead me to like one of the mechanics of Skyfield because they implemented where I think I saw one of the trailers or something where you can basically do the whole camera thing, put a picture of yourself in the game, and they'll model your avatar off of you, which I think is cool. But at the same time, though, it's like defeats the purpose of like what is to make a model. I mean, I guess you could probably
by
like
the
tweak
way, this
yourself
is
where you
why
make it look better looking.
and also one more thing to add, this is why games like Monster Hunter have been doing so goddamn well.
I mean, hell, just
Because
look
like
at Street Fighter 6.
yeah.
Like you
The
have a lot of beautiful characters, but then you get like abominations like this. It's loading.
yeah. Yeah, it's like it's similar to how Skyrim's character customization is. Like you can make your character basic or how much of a freak of nature you can probably be.
Yeah.
now, see, you think that's a monster, but what that is a strategy to win. If your character looks like I heard people say Cronenberg. If you make your character look like make a character look like this, how are you really gonna get hit? The hitboxes are much more smaller. These so goofy ass shit. But yeah, I know you're
Yeah,
wow. It keeps
yeah,
going.
like I said, like games like Street Fighter 6, Monster Hunter. Hell, even just like with very limited ones, like I said, with Monster Hunter, or hell, even the original Fantasy Star Online. Um, like
No,
it shows like
I literally seen like somebody made a Michael Jackson character in Street Fighter.
actually we should do I have an idea. Outside from Midnight Social Radio, we should do Midnight Social Arcade.
I would be down with that.
Oh, yeah, I'd be down.
We could start with the
Yeah.
the Discord games that they have on Discord, like the golf one.
I
Have
was
you tried
thinking
that?
more of like something like Quake or something.
Uh,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
never,
was thinking more
never
of something like
played
Quake.
Never played Quake, but as long as it's not Call of Duty, because I don't want to get to that Call of Duty, because I don't want to join my brother in Call of Duty. He's playing it already, so I don't want to play that game. I've already made
Like which one is he playing? Like
Modern Warfare, but the free Modern Warfare 2, the free version.
like the remake?
No, it's an online one that has like the 3.0 or 4.0 right now. The one you can get on your
So yeah, the remake.
remake. Okay, then yeah, that one. As every time
Yeah.
he gets on there,
We're if we are gonna do, because like the original Modern Warfare has a bunch of hackers and whatnot.
yeah. No, the game still has hackers. Because what happens is when I'm watching him, like the
I mean
servers.
like more hackers, like more hackers. Like in the original Modern Warfare, there's more hackers in there. Like you can get like your IP spoof, or you could potentially get your whole computer bricked.
Oh, okay. In this version, he's playing on the PS4, and what happens is that these servers would just be like lag will just go up, and things will just happen.
So yeah, the servers will be on fire.
Yeah. So I've seen people play uh the game, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't. I'd rather just hear and just make fun of the Call of Duty players. But yeah, there'll be a
But
game. There will be a game.
we probably may play something like Quake, maybe the original PSO, Fantasy Star Online, maybe Fantasy Star Universe.
Yeah, we'll see what we can get into.
Yeah. But yeah. Um, but yeah, ultimately, the currently, like I said, indie and Japanese games are currently kicking Western AAA games' ass. Hell, even the Western sex game scene is also kicking their ass right now as well.
Would you like to elaborate on that more?
Basically, like like games that are not visual novels, like H games are not visual novels, like say like something like Third Crisis, Future Fragments, Spunk Stock, and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, currently right now, like almost every scene is kicking the Western AAA game industry's ass.
And I think I did remember you saying that last time, and it is true. For like how there's so many AAA games that are coming out, but they're all flopping.
Yeah. And then like you see how many like Japanese games and indie games are out there right now, and they are currently kicking ass.
Is it on the? Are they doing it on the PlayStation? Because I remember when PlayStation moved over to California, and they're like, "Oh, we don't want these games anymore because they appeal to a certain audience, and we're just
It was
not."
more. I mean, like hell, it's more like the Japanese audience is slowly embracing the PC a lot more.
Okay, yeah,
Because keep in mind, like Japanese games are like Japan's gamers are mostly mobile gamers. So like the PC is like a relatively niche market.
When we say mobile, are we talking like idle games, like idle? What do you call those?
More akin
It's more
visual novels.
It's more. I was gonna say more like gotcha games.
Like gotcha games.
Monster Strike. Because I remember seeing lots of Japanese commercials. There's a Japanese channel on YouTube, and Monster Strike would be doing Monster Strike plus some Japanese IP that's really good. So you're like Monster Strike plus I was about to say Soul Eater. What's that thing with the demons? Demon Slayer. Yeah. Or Monster Strike and Attack on Titan kind of thing.
Yeah, and like and those who do play on PC are usually like MMO players or RTS players.
Okay.
Man,
I was hoping because I was hoping like in the future. Well, it depends because I don't know who I was fighting, but I was playing Tekken 7 last Sunday, and I was fighting like people like all over the place, and I fought some people in Asia. I was like, okay, or Korea actually. No, it was Korea, not Japan. Sorry, not Japan. Yeah, it was because there's a huge Tekken scene in Korea. I was getting that mixed up with Japan. All right, well, there you go.
And yeah, so like those kinds of gamers and simply those companies, one, they are kind of scared shitless of the PC because like I said, Japan is not really a PC dominated market. It used to be, believe it or not, but it's not anymore.
Yeah, that whole work thing can get to you.
Yeah, it's like plus because keep in mind, like, you know, Japan's conversion rate for PC parts is a lot different as well. Especially if you want to get like a decent GPU.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't see myself moving back to consoles anytime soon. I mean, I haven't got a PS5, so I'm missing out on that Final Fantasy demo. Yeah, I've been checking
Yeah, I
Steam.
was joking with someone earlier, which it was might actually be true. It's like give a year and you'll have Final Fantasy 15 on PC.
Oh yeah,
There's
definitely.
really no point in making anything, console exclusive.
Yeah.
I think it's more like, hey, you can get to here first and be the first, kind of like be the talk of the town before we get to the PC, before the people on PC get there. Obviously, with PC you can mod it, and I think that's why I've been enjoying playing on PC. Even though I
That's
would
what I enjoy about PC games. You can just mod them and stuff.
make them better, or like, yeah, you can basically just make them better yourself if you have the know how, or get
Yeah,
whatever someone has made and then make it better, and stuff like that. So yeah, PC.
yeah, and that's why they usually wait for sometimes. Like, you know, let's say for instance, like the Fable game. If there was no character creation whatsoever, and we were stuck with that horrendous, model, they gave us,
Mhm.
get that slap that onto a PC, you'll be getting like Tifa's, Zelda's, 2B's, your own custom, character creation. I mean, there's games that do have character creation in them already, and mods would just expand on it even more, you know. So, and that's why I really like enjoy about like the whole PC thing personally.
Mhm.
But but yeah, the only reason why, like, I just predominantly just stay with console because sometimes I just get tired being on my computer. Like, I don't want to constantly sit here at my desk, just staring at the, doing all this other stuff. And plus, like, I have such a weird attention span, short attention span, Where it's like even my attempt to try and play a game, I'll go off trying to find a mod for it, and then I'll be down the rabbit hole looking up YouTube videos that have nothing to do with the game, and so on and so forth. And then I'll get on it for like an hour or two, and it's like, not really interested, and never get back on it because I use my computer for mostly for drawing.
Well, I use my computer for drawing and game development because, yeah, as you know, I've been telling you guys about, I am a game developer and an artist. So what happens is that I haven't been working on my games so much because you know the whole artist thing that we all get where you work on a project for like so long, you're like, oh, I can work on it later, and you get distracted by what else is on TV. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been hitting those things, but now with like game development, I look at something, I'm like, oh, I had to shrink this down with my Photoshop, and then I'm like, oh, cool, someone else has a game that's under like with a story. Like you get wrapped in with some like, well, for me, I get wrapped into like a lot of LPs that are going on with like my favorite streamers and stuff like that, and I'm like, but my game is suffering, and I'm not even working on it and stuff like that. I mean, I'm getting close a bit by bit, but then like I could spend more time doing stuff, and also like if
All
the
right,
game's
the
good,
Mama came here.
I'm hoping that the mod scene will get involved with the game.
yeah, and yeah, that's
Yeah,
like
that's
how I am. Like I, I
that's what I'm currently doing right now with Cyberpunk 2077. I'm trying to mod it.
yeah. I mean, like I'm re-downloading the Skyrim just to mod it again for like what the 15th time. I never really beat the game. Like I spent so much time just dicking around and modding it. It's like I restarted the game
Oh
like I
God,
said 50 times.
I'm seeing what you're sending, dog boy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and and so yeah, and plus like I like with my job, like I'm drawing for them, and then by the time I get done, like I kind of don't really want to do anything else other than just probably. And plus, not to mention, like I work on my comic still, do other drawings for that when I can.
Oh yeah, how's the comic going? Because I haven't been. Well, I mean,
It's
I squared off of Webtoons a long time ago.
it's slow, honestly. Like it's not that I can't find time to work on it.
Do you have a link
Um,
for this comic
but
that I can put into the chat somewhere?
the what
Do you have a link for this comic that I can put into the chat somewhere? Hashtag sponsored.
sponsor?
Hashtag.
I hate to say it, but I mean I'll put it in, but I don't think it's really worth it because because one you do have the original run, you know,
You're too sketchy. If you have a
but
link, put in.
at the same time, which I highly recommend going back through and rereading because at some point the remake will stop at like a certain chapter. Um, but for the most part, um, there's only two chapters out for the current run of it, the remake run, and I feel kind of bad.
But you got people who are
Uh,
going to see it and support you.
yeah, but I feel like I'll just be wasting their time because
People love their
it's
time
like
wasted. That's why they're listening to us.
yeah, yeah. I mean it's I will say this, like I'm not trying to like self-deprecate myself here. I'm not trying like, purposely sabotage myself. It's like I really think it's really a very enjoyable story. It's probably like the most fun because I'm still having fun with my story. I'm still, enjoying my characters, working more, on them because it's still pretty early on in the story, regardless whether the original run
Okay.
or this run. Yeah, the original run's like what
So
50 chapters. But it's yeah. I mean, go ahead, advertisement.
yeah. Um, I'm also kind of doing a similar thing because I kind of got done with like a two-parter project. Kuro, you may have saw it. It's called "The Common Things in the Western H game Scene."
Yes, I did see that on my YouTube timeline.
You guys don't know. Um, here's the link for that, so you two can watch it. So you guys can watch it to your heart's content.
Alrighty. I'll get to it as soon as I can. Which I'm
And it's just
honestly
generally me talking about like two things. One, the overusage of DAS 3D Renfi games. That was part two. And part one was why so many games can get abandoned and how to generally avoid those kinds of things to happen.
right. Yeah, go ahead and Kuro and click on one of the chapters and then compare it to the remake run.
I mean, I've remade my comic once.
Yeah. And I know that we've like, especially back in the old chat, that I've debated back and forth about it. But
But
I ultimately am remaking it just because I like, because I admit when I first started, I didn't really have a solid plan what I was going with it. But now with this, I have more of a concrete plan, and this is what I want, how I want to tell my story now.
yeah, starting over isn't bad. Starting over, it's like lots of times people have to start over and they do it better.
Yeah.
So like like I said, I've started over once, and exactly like I've gone better. I didn't get further, but I did get better, and I wouldn't have sold what I already had if I didn't do it again. But also, comic book writing is a team, game development is a team.
Mhm.
Doing everything is basic. If you want, I forget someone said, if you want to do it as a team, you go slowly, but you get there. But you do want to get there fast, something like and something else, you go by yourself. So what happens is that you need a team, and if you can assemble one who of people who are like minded who want to help you with your concepts and stuff like that, that's great. You might have to throw some money
Mhm.
in there, but we all know that artists and game developers and the quote I heard, game developers are poor, but you have to put in some money
Fuck.
to get somewhere to
Is
make
this
something
thing
happen.
dead?
What is?
My stylus.
Oh, I hope
Is it
not.
battery powered?
Is it charged or does it take batteries?
It's charged.
I don't even think my stylus needs charging.
Well, mine does because
Sorry,
I
I was
bought
not
a
trying to I was not trying to flex. I swear to God, I was not trying to flex.
no, most stylists are batteryless. Well, and they don't require any kind of charging in any way, shape, or form. It's just I was dumb. It was just my dumb judgment of me buying this fucking pen display.
Man.
Yeah. So like
All right.
my tablet, it's cord, it's ripping apart. Like I can see the wires being exposed, and so I have to like tie it with like electric tape, and then around the electric tape is a bunch of twist
Dude, buy a
ties.
new fucking tablet. Yeah?
I will, Dad. Give me a second. Let me go make some money first, and then I'll buy a new tablet. Maybe I'll buy one of those. Maybe I'll try one of those from Clownfish, where you can draw around the screen, which I try to win from Clownfish
Oh
when I
God.
try to draw
Here,
the
let
screen.
me help you out.
I gave him mustard.
I was like, I see those things going on. I'm like, oh, I can win a tablet, but I'm like, okay, well, I tried once.
Okay, do you want one with a screen or no screen?
What? I guess a screen. I mean, they're both going to be expensive.
Yeah, but you can get like a Huey on Canvas 12 for $179. Let me see how much my tablet is now. Actually, XP Pen Graphics tablet.
My current tablet costs $270.
All right, so you can get. Let me actually go to the website without. I'm gonna get confused here.
I have
I'm
a.
I'm
What do
actually
I have?
may have to upgrade my pen display because just for the pen alone.
Okay, you can get the
Here's
tablet that I have for $199. It's still expensive, But
And here's the slightly upgraded version of my current tablet.
all right, here's a Artist Pro 14, and
Oh,
it is. Come on, hurry up.
And if you got the link,
Yeah. Oh, that's expensive shit. Yeah. Which I like these tablets. I mean, you know. Here's the link for that one. Here, I'll be fair and throwing Huey on.
I currently use Galmon, but
Galmon, Digivolve 2,
Digivolve 2.
and Jawamon. Yeah, I have an Intuos Wacom. I don't remember how it got into my hands, but it's pretty old. It's like
oh yeah, here's the Artisol SP1603.
Oh my god, I'm about to fall out. Yeah, I'm gonna call it night, guys.
All right.
Man, we haven't even got to the good part.
Yeah, well, it's 2:00.
Oh,
but yeah, but
yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna call it night, fellas. Thank you for having me on stream. Y'all can keep on going if y'all want to, but I think I'm gonna throw in the towel.
All right, thanks for coming out. I didn't even know it was
no
2:00. All right, I'll finish off with sketching then.
All right.
Well, sketch, you still have me.
Yeah. All right, so
I'm still interested.
Okay, so we're back to some. Okay, so we had a little bit of a break from internet beef, so we're gonna get into some more internet beef, aka the first one we have some VTuber drama.
Oh boy.
The first it's Aunt Hime versus Froot or Apracot. Basically, if those of you in the VTuber scene don't know, Froot is a very, very, very infamous figure for mostly cheating on her husband while she was still deployed.
I mean, the VTuber, like, is this like virtual cheating or actual cheating on her husband?
Actual cheating on her husband.
Okay. Because you know how there's a lot of people like role play and say, "Oh, it's my husband," kind of thing.
No, like she was legit cheating on her, and a bunch of other shit that she has done. However, and then so there's one small VTuber, indie VTuber by the name of Aunt Hime, basically aired out all of her dirty laundry. She posted it on YouTube not that long ago.
Oh boy.
Not that long ago. And here's the thing. It got shortly yeeted after by the copyright. It got strike down due to some third party company. And now the whole thing is available on Rumble.
I see there's a video out there called Hypocrite Busted. Hypocrite, and it's something with Aunt Hime. Aunt Hime.
Okay.
I mean, I'll eventually find it.
Here's the Rumble link to Aunt Hime's video. And a lot of people are kind of just making fun of Froot, and just for her just being a outright terrible person. And keep in mind, she is one of the people who didn't defend Silvervale, who is an ex-member of the shoujo, by the way.
Oh boy.
So yeah, so basically, the shoujo is generally kind of the laughing stock of the whole VTuber scene, even though it has some fairly well-respected VTubers in there. It's more or less just like kind of like lol. It's just more or less just like how their management into like just the general lack of protection. That's the main part.
I'm just looking at the video. Just cheated on the greatest president of all time, as I would say. Sorry, okay. Go on. I should stop this video. Listen.
But yeah, it's yeah, Brett is just an outright terrible person.
Uh-uh. So much I don't know.
That's so that's generally how things are. Like generally, like the whole drama in the VTuber scene.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. And now getting to the biggest one. Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg.
What happened here?
Basically, Elon Musk challenged Mark Zuckerberg to a cage match. Mark agreed, and it's hosted by Dana White.
Okay. Oh, okay. You know what? I thought it was a WWE cage match. Never mind. It's just a UFC. Celebrities fighting. Someone's gonna like. I thought it was going to be when you say cage match. Like I was got excited. I was gonna be like, there's gonna be tables, ladders, and chairs. But yeah, okay, never mind. Go on. Tell me.
So, so the whole thing is going to be ready. It's going to be orchestrated, like I think, like I don't like the
Hmm.
July 9th or some shit like that. And a lot of people are currently betting for Mark Zuckerberg, believe it or not, because Mark Zuckerberg actually, believe it or not, does judo.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So so he kind of has something to do. So he actually has some form of an advantage.
Man, they're just missing some
Um,
hardcore weapons. Like I don't care for UFC. If they were just doing WWE, I would like to see that. You know, one of them gets put for the table, and then it shows up on Botchamania. It's like,
I
I
mean,
am
like,
the
if
table.
it's gonna be like fucking wrestling or WWE, I'm pretty sure it would have been staged.
Yeah, but at least you would get the memes out of it. Like, I am the table. You know, it'd be on Botchamania. It'd be like it'd be pretty
Yeah,
fun.
but let's be honest here. Like,
Roman Reigns
but
would
I
have
actually want to see these guys actually legit duke it out.
two rich guys fighting.
Yes, and I also found this.
I don't know. Two rich guys fighting. Two rich guys fighting in a place where they're just like, I don't think they're just gonna beat each other up, and then at the end of the day they're still rich. Imagine the plot twist turns off the top ropes.
It's from Tom.
All he has the man armbar.
Tom Anderson, the guy who created MySpace.
Coming in for the assist. Yeah, so yeah, this is the WWE thing. This is what
But
I this
unfortunately, this will not happen because once again it's USC, it's Dana White.
yeah on the Shang Tsung Spy Island.
Um, see, and but yeah. So honestly, I think it's just like either way, we're going to get entertained regardless.
Yeah, I think people will definitely having those two prolific people will pay just to see two rich dudes fighting. Probably
Um,
it's gonna bring Dana White to
and
movie, so you know. But I still want to see like
okay, and I
choke
actually,
slam off
believe it or
top of the
not, have
cage.
one more topic.
All right.
This being apparently there's actually a VTuber convention.
How does that work? Do the VTubers have to come in their VTuber form, or like, well, they have a bunch of monitors set up where the VTubers have to
Uh,
explain to
yeah,
me.
basically or have like one of those hologram things.
VTuber Con. A bunch of monitors standing up and a bunch of VTubers showing up in their VTuber form.
Or hologram or holograms. So that happened not that long ago. And apparently, crying out loud, I want to copy the link. Okay, so something's up with my PC right now.
Mm.
But just look up VTuber Con and you should find it.
That's what I put down in the show notes. I was like, I didn't think it would be VTuber Con, but here it is.
So while I was with a friend of mine. What's going on with my keyboard?
This is VTuber
Yeah.
Con? Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I heard this one story of from a friend of mine. Apparently, a VTuber was trying to get a train,
Uh-huh.
get a train ran by her.
Uh-huh.
And turns out her hotel mate walked in because she was apparently drunk or high.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that was kind of funny.
Now, the real person, or was she just trying to?
The real person. I'm not kidding.
I thought the point of the VTubers to be the character, but now you're just leveraging
I
the
mean,
power for dick.
you still have the need to get laid.
I understand, but you're leveraging your VTuber power for. Does the mask stay on? Like, do some dudes would be like, I can't do it without without the VTuber face on? The voice, like.
Probably. Or they probably just do it in full on cosplay.
Oh no! It doesn't work unless you do the voice and do your catchphrase.
No, you're trying to get a train ran on her.
Eh, You know what? I don't know what VTubers do in their hotels, but okay, good to know.
Uh, yeah, apparently
Chugga chugga
that is
choo.
funny as hell.
Get someone to do their best Thomas cosplay, and then go to then hit start laying some rails. Right.
Uh,
So I didn't know there was a dark side to this, but thanks. All the best to stay away. All the best to stay even
the act,
further away from it.
uh,
Thank you.
do you salute my service?
I don't want to be here anymore. All the best to stay
I mean,
even
that's the
further.
last topic I have on my list anyway, so.
even better to stay further away from all this. Yeah, no, you keep your VTubers to yourself.
Uh,
Oh my goodness! All right, let's wrap this up.
so yeah, we're pretty much done here.
Yeah,
Be sure to follow us on our respective social medias, and
I'm a
yeah,
I'm a gift tuber,
we'll
so
hopefully see you all again.
yeah, sometime in the future. All right, thanks for everyone. Thank you for coming out. See you later.
Yeah, and we'll see you next July.
Yep,
See you July.
yep, later.